As we grow older, we often think that family means safety, comfort, and unconditional support. And while that may be true for many, it's not always the case. As we age, our time becomes more precious, our emotional energy more limited, and our tolerance for stress much lower. This means we need to protect our space more than ever, and that sometimes includes making tough choices about which relatives we allow into our everyday lives. If you're over 70, this isn't about resentment or burning bridges. It's about self-respect. It's about preserving your well-being, mental health, and dignity in your later years. You've lived a lifetime full of memories, hard work, and lessons learned, and now it's time to honor the person you've become. In this video, we're going to explore 6 types of relatives that you may need to distance yourself from after 70. These are the kinds of people who, even unintentionally, can drain your energy, disturb your peace, or make you feel small. Avoiding them doesn't make you cold-hearted, it means you're finally choosing yourself. Stay tuned until the end, because you'll not only recognize these types of people, but you'll also learn how to set gentle boundaries that keep your relationships intact. It's not about shutting people out, it's about creating space for your emotional health, your joy, and your well-being. Now let's get started. Number 1. The constantly demanding relative. One type of relative you might want to avoid in your later years is the one who constantly demands your time, energy, and resources without ever considering your needs. These individuals tend to be highly self-centered, asking for favors or help, yet they rarely offer the same in return. They may even guilt-trip you into saying yes when you really want to say no. It's important to recognize these patterns, as your physical and mental well-being should never be compromised for the comfort of others. As you age, your ability to handle stress declines, and these draining relationships can become harmful to your health. This kind of relative often makes you feel as though you're obligated to cater to their needs, whether it's picking them up from appointments, listening to their endless complaints, or financially supporting them. You have every right to set boundaries, even with family. It's not selfish to say no when someone is constantly asking more from you than you can give. In fact, it's essential for your peace of mind. Take the example of Bill, a 78-year-old man who lives in Phoenix. Bill's cousin, Alice, constantly calls him for help with her house, even though she has perfectly capable children. She might say, "I'm getting older, and I just can't do it myself anymore." But deep down, Bill knows that it's not his responsibility to be her constant support system. Alice never offers to help Bill in return, and it's starting to wear him down emotionally. He feels like a tool, constantly being used. It's okay to politely explain that you can't help this time and offer an alternative, like suggesting a professional service or someone else who might be able to assist. Setting these boundaries can be difficult, especially when the person making demands is family. But with time, it becomes a healthy way to protect your peace. You are not here to sacrifice your happiness for others' comfort. Remember, self-care isn't just about taking breaks, it's about protecting your emotional reserves and maintaining your dignity. By setting boundaries, you allow yourself to rest, recharge, and ensure that you're not burned out by someone else's endless needs. Number 2. The negative, pessimistic relative. Another relative to be cautious of is the one who always sees the glass as half empty. These individuals tend to focus on the negatives in life, constantly complaining about their health, the world, or their finances. They drag you down with them, even without meaning to. While it's natural to vent and share challenges, constant negativity can wear you down over time, leading to feelings of stress, hopelessness, and helplessness. As you grow older, maintaining a positive mindset becomes crucial for your mental and physical health. Negative thoughts can physically affect your body, your mood, and your overall well-being. You may find that after spending time with this relative, you feel emotionally drained, anxious, and more stressed than before. Their constant pessimism can even interfere with your own outlook on life, leaving you feeling defeated or discouraged. That feeling of being dragged down emotionally can linger long after the conversation is over. It's essential to protect your emotional well-being by distancing yourself from such negativity. Instead of indulging in their complaints, encourage them to focus on positive aspects of their life, or gently excuse yourself from the conversation. For instance, when 75-year-old Nancy from Chicago talks to her brother Frank, who always complains about his ailments, Nancy can try steering the conversation towards something more uplifting, like a recent vacation or a happy memory. Or, she can share something that excites her, perhaps a new hobby or a moment of joy in her life. If Frank refuses to change the subject and insists on wallowing in negativity, it's okay to tell him, I need to step away for a while. I can't always engage in this kind of talk. It affects my mood. Your peace of mind should always come first. Life is short, and the older you get, the more you need to protect yourself from unnecessary emotional strain. Being around someone who only emphasizes the negative can take a serious toll on your mood and your health. Take charge of your emotional environment. You deserve to be surrounded by positivity, and it's okay to distance yourself from those who cannot offer that. Number 3. The relative who guilt trips you. A third type of relative to avoid after 7-0 is the one who makes you feel guilty for not spending enough time with them or for not meeting their expectations. These individuals often use subtle manipulations like passive-aggressive comments or playing the victim to make you feel bad about not fulfilling their demands. It's important to remember that, as you age, your time and energy become even more precious. You should never feel obligated to sacrifice your well-being for the sake of someone else's unreasonable expectations. This relative may make you feel like a failure for not meeting their demands, even when you have your own needs, obligations, and limitations to consider. Take for example Martha, a 79-year-old woman from Dallas, whose sister Lila always says things like, "You never visit me anymore," or "I thought you'd care enough to call." Lila uses guilt to try to manipulate Martha into giving her more of her time and energy. While it's natural to care for family members, you don't owe anyone your time if it's negatively impacting your health, happiness, or peace of mind. When faced with this kind of guilt, a firm yet compassionate response is key. Let them know that you value the relationship, but also remind them that you have other responsibilities and limitations. A response like, "I care about you deeply, but I need to balance my own needs and responsibilities as well," can be powerful. It's important to acknowledge that your time is valuable, and you deserve to use it in ways that nourish you. Being direct and honest about your boundaries helps maintain your self-respect and ensures that you don't fall into a pattern of guilt and emotional manipulation. Your health, happiness, and well-being should always come first, and it's okay to prioritize yourself. Number 4. The relative who doesn't respect your space. As we get older, having a peaceful and private space becomes even more important. One relative who consistently violates this is the person who doesn't respect your boundaries. Whether it's showing up unannounced, staying too long when you need some alone time, or intruding on your personal matters, this behavior can quickly drain your energy and peace of mind. Imagine Henry, a 72-year-old man in New York, whose cousin David pops by every Sunday without asking if Henry is free. Or his brother, Paul, who often goes through his things without permission. Henry, who cherishes his solitude and quiet time, begins to feel like a guest in his own home. He has spent decades working hard to create a peaceful life, and now it's being disrupted by family members who are constantly crossing boundaries. It's essential to assert your needs and protect your space. Politely but firmly let them know that you need your space and that it's important for your well-being. You can say, "I love spending time with you, but I need some quiet time right now. Let's plan for another visit soon." Setting these boundaries might feel uncomfortable at first, but they are essential for your peace of mind. You have earned the right to enjoy your home and your solitude, and it's vital to preserve that. Boundaries are a healthy part of any relationship. They help maintain mutual respect and understanding, especially as you age. Number 5. The relative who tries to control your life. As you get older, you might find that some relatives feel the need to take the reins in your life, often thinking they know what's best for you. This is especially common with children or close relatives who might worry about your health or lifestyle choices. While their intentions may come from a place of concern, it's essential to recognize when their interference becomes overbearing and detrimental to your sense of independence. Take for instance, 80-year-old Elizabeth from San Francisco, whose daughter-in-law, Sarah, starts dictating how often Elizabeth should go for walks or what she should eat. Sarah even insists that Elizabeth only go to certain doctors or refuses to let her make her own decisions about her health and activities. Elizabeth feels like she's losing control over her own life, and it's affecting her emotional well-being. While this kind of interference may come from a place of love, it's vital to remind them that you are capable of making your own choices. You still have the right to control your life and make decisions that align with your own values and desires. Assert your independence with kindness but firmness. You can say, "I appreciate your concern, but I trust my judgment, and I would like to make my own choices." This allows you to preserve your autonomy and keeps the relationship healthy and respectful. Always remember that your dignity and independence are valuable, and you deserve to make decisions for yourself, especially as you age. Number 6. The relative who constantly guilt trips you. The final type of relative to avoid after 7-0 is the one who constantly uses guilt as a tool to manipulate or control you. This relative will often make you feel guilty about not spending enough time with them or not meeting their expectations. It's one of the most emotionally draining behaviors you can experience, and it can have long-term negative effects on your well-being. For example, 73-year-old Betty from Miami has a cousin, Carol, who frequently calls to lament that Betty doesn't visit enough or accuses her of not caring about the family. When Betty explains that she's busy or that she simply needs some time to herself, Carol responds with, "If you really loved me, you'd make more of an effort." This kind of emotional manipulation can leave you feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and resentful. It's important to recognize that you do not owe anyone an explanation for your choices, especially when it comes to your personal time and boundaries. While family is important, you should never feel obligated to sacrifice your peace of mind for someone who is emotionally taxing. Instead, try setting clear boundaries with this type of relative. You can say something like, "I understand that you want to spend time together, but I also need time for myself to stay healthy and balanced. I'll be happy to visit when it works for me." Protect your peace. Protect your health. As we reach the later stages of life, it becomes even more important to protect our peace and mental well-being. The relatives we allow into our lives have a significant impact on how we feel, how we manage stress, and how we maintain our health. While family connections are valuable, it's crucial to recognize when those relationships become toxic or emotionally draining. By setting boundaries and limiting interactions with relatives who create unnecessary stress, guilt, or conflict, you can free yourself from negativity and focus on nurturing your health, happiness, and personal growth. After all, protecting your mental and emotional health will help you live a fuller, longer life. If you find yourself struggling with a relative who falls into any of the 6 categories we've discussed today, take a moment to assess the impact they have on your well-being. It's okay to distance yourself, even from family members, if it means preserving your peace. You are allowed to prioritize your happiness and health, especially as you get older. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.